Have you ever felt like you're running as fast as you can, but you're still stuck in the same place? Like there's an invisible force holding you back, and you just can't figure out what it is? You've read the books. You've tried the hacks. You tell yourself you're going to be more disciplined, more focused. But a few days, a few weeks later, you're right back where you started. It's frustrating. It's exhausting. And you start to wonder, is something wrong with me? The answer is no. But you are likely falling into traps you don't even see. These aren't big, dramatic failures. They're silent, invisible habits that act like tiny cracks in your foundation, slowly crumbling your potential without you ever noticing. You don't see the traps you fall into every day, but they're secretly shaping your entire future. Let's pull back the curtain. Let's expose the 7 invisible habits that are quietly ruining your life. The first invisible habit is mental bargaining. This is the voice in your head that negotiates you out of your commitments. You set a goal to wake up at 6 a.m. The alarm goes off, and the bargaining begins. I'll just quickly check my phone. I was up late. I'll be more productive if I'm rested. You promise to work for 1 solid hour, but 10 minutes in, the thought pops up. I'll just quickly check my phone. I deserve a little break. This isn't just laziness. It's a sophisticated internal negotiation where your present self constantly outsmarts your future self. Every time you make a deal, you're not just breaking a promise to yourself. You're telling your brain that your word doesn't matter. You're eroding your self-trust, brick by brick. And without self-trust, discipline becomes impossible. The second invisible saboteur is identity loopholes. This is when you use a part of your identity as a permanent excuse. I'm just not a morning person, so you never even try to build a morning routine. I'm a procrastinator, it's just how I'm wired, so you accept last-minute panic as a way of life. I'm not a math person, so you shut down any opportunity that requires analytical thinking. These labels aren't just descriptions. They are cages. The moment you say, I am something, you give that thing immense power over your actions. You act in alignment with the identity, even if it's holding you back. You're not a night owl. You've just trained yourself to stay up late. You're not a procrastinator. You've just never learned to manage the discomfort of starting. Break the label, and you break the chain. Habit number 3 is the disaster scroll. Now, you might think, I know, social media is bad. But this is different. This isn't just wasting time. This is the first thing in the morning, the last thing at night. The consumption of other people's crises, arguments, and bad news. You're filling your mind with the world's chaos. You wake up, and before you've even had a glass of water, you're filling your mind with the world's chaos. You go to bed, and your final thoughts are shaped by a political rant or a tragic story. You're setting your mental and emotional tone for the day with anxiety. You're capping your night with stress. This habit quietly trains your brain to see the world as a threatening, chaotic place. It fuels a sense of helplessness and kills your motivation before it even has a chance to start. You're not just consuming content, you're poisoning your mindset. The fourth invisible crack in your foundation is comfort broadcasting. This is the habit of immediately announcing your goals and struggles to get a hit of social validation. You decide you're going to run a marathon. What's the first thing you do? You make a post about it. You get a few likes and some encouraging comments. And it feels good, right? It feels like you've already accomplished something. But that social reward tricks your brain into feeling a sense of completion. It diminishes the real, internal motivation you need for the long, hard grind. The same thing happens when you talk about your struggles. You get sympathy, and that little hit of dopamine can sometimes be enough to make you feel better, reducing the pressure to actually solve the problem. You're outsourcing your validation, making your progress dependent on external applause instead of internal grit. Number 5 is a sneaky one, passive consumption. And I'm not just talking about binge-watching shows. This is the belief that you can think your way to a better life. You read all the self-help books, you watch all the videos, maybe you're even watching this one right now, and you feel like you're making progress. You're learning, you're gathering information. Knowledge, without application, is just mental clutter. It creates the illusion of progress while you stand perfectly still. You become an armchair general, planning battles you never fight. You know everything about nutrition, but you're still eating junk. You've read every book on productivity, but your to-do list is a mess. You are confusing motion with action. The sixth habit is problem hoarding. This is the refusal to let a problem be simple. You overcomplicate everything. You overcomplicate everything. You want to get fit, So you spend weeks researching the perfect workout plan, the perfect diet, the perfect supplement, waiting for the perfect Monday to start. Your brain wants complexity to avoid action. You want to start a business, so you get obsessed with finding the perfect, unique idea that no one has ever thought of before. Waiting for the perfect moment or perfect idea. This is just a sophisticated form of avoidance. Your brain would rather live in the complex world of planning and problem-solving than face the simple, scary reality of taking action. You hoard problems and solutions because it makes you feel busy and intelligent, while protecting you from the risk of actual failure. You're building a library of solutions for a life you aren't living. And finally, habit number 7, micro-complaining. This isn't the occasional venting to a friend. Constant, low-grade grumbling about tiny inconveniences. The traffic, the weather, your slow computer, that annoying thing your coworker said. Each complaint seems harmless. Building a mindset of victimhood. They train your brain to scan for what's wrong, to focus on what's outside your control. You are literally building a neural pathway that reinforces powerlessness. You become the person things happen to, not the person who makes things happen. You are architecting your own resentment, one minor complaint at a time. So there they are. The 7 invisible saboteurs. Mental bargaining, breaking your self-trust. Identity loopholes, keeping you in a cage. The disaster scroll, poisoning your mind. Comfort broadcasting, outsourcing your motivation. Passive consumption, creating the illusion of progress. Problem, hoarding, avoiding real action. And micro-complaining, building a mindset of victimhood. These habits don't look like much on their own. That's why they're so dangerous. But now you see them. You can't unsee them. Become a detective in your own life. The magnifying glass is in your hand. Catch that bargain before you make the deal. Challenge the identity label you've been hiding behind. Protect your mind from the morning and night scroll. One small moment, choosing differently. This isn't about a massive overnight overhaul. It's about spotting these invisible monsters and choosing, in one small moment, to do something different. That's how you reclaim your focus, your discipline, and your identity. If this hit home, if you saw yourself in any of these habits, I need you to do something for me. Let me know in the comments which one resonated the most. Just type 1 for mental bargaining, up to 7 for micro-complaining. Let's see which invisible enemy is the most common. And if you're ready to fight back, to build the visible habits that will actually move you forward, then hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Because we're just getting started.